It's about to get funky up in here. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, baby.
Shit! Say, did not mean to scare you. Damn, just want to talk. You didn't give me a heart attack, Teddy. I wanted to inform you about your recent activity. You see, I have a proposition. About what? About what? The fact that I'm a world champion or some shit? What? That is involving the fact of what you said 2 days ago to Eric Miller. You see, you ran your mouth. And quite honestly, here in the business, I don't really take orders. Now, quite honestly, I think if you're going to have to deal with Eric, you're going to have to deal with him personally, rather than... Teddy, listen to me. I'm the world heavyweight champion, right? I don't give a fuck what the hell Eric wants to say about this shit. I don't care what. He's a pussy, right? He doesn't want to show himself on fucking camera. He doesn't want to do anything. He's fucking lazy. He don't got a fucking job. He's fucking worthless, right? He has the WWE title because he was handed that shit. It has his name on it because it's his property. But I'm ready to take that shit any day. He shows up, I strip that shit from him. Best believe. I'm just sick and tired of this shit, alright? I'm the one who's doing all the hard work. I'm the one who's putting on all the effort. Him? He's doing jack shit. I run both these channels. Alright? What does he run? He runs nothing. He orchestrates everything. He writes his little stories, makes his little music. I own his music. And in time, I might own his stories too. If he's that pathetic, that he can't fucking take his own shit up for granted. He can't write his own shit because he's too busy making YouTube videos while I'm the one who's really on the camera. I'm the one who's really talking to the people, giving them what they want. That's why this is called A-Rex's Mafia. Because the people are my mafia. Not Eric's mafia, my mafia. A-Rex Mafioso, that's me. That's not him. He puts all his little crap out there. That's my shit. I work for that shit. I talk to the people. I talk in front of the camera. I make those spiritual talks. What has he done? What has he done? He just says, thank you very much for everything that you've done. That's all he does, Teddy. That's all he does. And you expect me to what? Just go up to him, confront him, do some shit? What do you want? What do you want? You done? You done? Damn right. Well, player, I wanted to inform you that you don't have to worry about your little problematic issues with Eric, because, in fact, you'll be facing it at WrestleMania 28. You'll be WWE Champion, World Heavyweight Champion, and it takes over. Best believe the winner of that match will go one-on-one with The Undertaker! Alright, don't worry about your tag team match. We're on through. Hey, you're asking for this boy to get killed. You know that, right? You asking for him to get killed. Do you know who I am? He doesn't know who I am. I'm the toughest son of a bitch there is. A-Rex Mafioso. I'm the one running this shit. I am the business. Y la actividad is mía. My business. Not his. You're really confident, huh? You really expect me to go in the ring here? WrestleMania 28. It doesn't matter what WrestleMania I face him at. Because you're going to look at the new undisputed WWE World Champion. And you're going to look at me as I take over his fucking channels. I take over his entire empire. I run this shit. I run the internet. But what's he going to do about it? What's he going to do when the World Heavyweight Champion is coming on him? Huh? Take that however you want, Teddy. I can call on him. I can do whatever the fuck, you know? I don't play around. I don't care what these little kiddies, they'll make all their jokes, the Gen Z shits. I don't give a shit about that shit. You're looking at the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Believe that. Believe it, third cheek. Oh, wait on. Hold on a minute, player. Hold on. Get your ass back home. I knew you wouldn't be like that. So I banned any one of your Mafia members from stepping into that. You giving him a leverage over me? Nobody's allowed to interfere. And match at WrestleMania 28. Oh, fuck. Now, how is that fair? Just for speaking up to your general manager, just like that, I will be stripping you from the World Heavyweight Champion. You get this back, then holla!
Feel the pain that I try to contain. My heart is black with the blood in my veins.
How you doing? I'm here with another How I Would Book video. This time I'm following up the previous video by doing a road to WrestleMania 28 essentially. Now this is essentially how I would rebook WrestleMania 28 with how I would design the storyline of the WWE title, how it's used, who holds it from the previous year. Now with that in mind, this is going to be quite the strange story arc. So of course, following up what we got previous, I would have in the Royal Rumble, rather than the few matches that we got, I'd have John Cena versus Kane again. Kane wins. I'd have Big Show actually come out of 2011 as the World Heavyweight Champion. So essentially, hypothetically, if Daniel Bryan never cashed in, then Big Show would actually fight the likes of Randy Orton and Mark Henry for the World Heavyweight title in a triple threat steel cage match rather than Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan will be lingering slightly in the background. CM Punk would fight Dolph Ziggler again, but this time the focus would be more so on them two rather than Punk and John Laurinaitis. And for the tag team titles, I'd have them defend this night, and I'd have the Awesome Truth win the tag team championships from whoever is the tag champs. I don't know if it's Air Boom or if it's Epico and Primo, but regardless of who they are, the Awesome Truth comes out on top, and they're the new WWE Tag Team Champions. As for the Royal Rumble winner, I think we all know who we wanted to win, and that's obviously Chris Jericho, and that's exactly how I would book it. I'd have Chris Jericho win the Royal Rumble. And as we build to Elimination Chamber, I'd have relatively some of the same matches, such as John Cena versus Kane in an ambulance match, although this time it's not the main event, and this time Kane actually wins the ambulance match, showing kind of how John Cena was slightly falling off since he was constantly losing matches now. And this would lead to the WrestleMania match with The Rock, of course, and we all know how that goes. The Elimination Chamber match for the WWE title, I'd have it be the same, but obviously since Jericho won, I'd replace him with Sheamus, and this could do wonders because actually I would have the Awesome Truth, since they're the tag team champions, build up a little feud with Sheamus while in the chamber, and this little feud will culminate at WrestleMania, but I'll go into further detail with that later. As for Punk, Punk's main focus is the Awesome Truth, and then of course we have some Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler action as well. Chris Jericho, I would need him to stall for the meantime since he can't fight Punk at Elimination Chamber. I'd have him fight Brodus Clay since Brodus Clay was being built up as this new upcoming superstar. And I'd actually have Brodus Clay go over on Jericho despite the situation and scenario, just to build up Brodus Clay a little bit more on giving him some star power. As for the United States title, Zack Ryder would still be U.S. champion. There's no way I'd let him drop it. But he would actually fight Jack Swagger at Elimination Chamber rather than an episode of Raw. That way we could have the little feud and then Zack Ryder beat Jack Swagger, because I do want him to go into WrestleMania as the U.S. champ. As for the World Heavyweight title chamber, it's going to be a little bit messy. So to the lead up of the title chamber, I'd actually have Daniel Bryan be out of it. So it'd be Big Show, Khali, Orton, hypothetically if he didn't get injured, Cody Rhodes, Wade Barrett, and Mark Henry. But Mark Henry, if he is going to get taken out, he's going to get replaced by Santino Marella. And so the World Heavyweight Chamber obviously ends with Big Show on top, but Big Show getting a new rivalry for Cody Rhodes. But In the wake of things, Daniel Bryan comes in, cashes in, becomes the new World Heavyweight Champion, and this will build some story arcs between him and somebody who he couldn't beat before, which is Mark Henry. Since Mark Henry sat out of the title match, Mark Henry actually comes in and ruins Daniel Bryan's parade. This obviously would build to their little feud that should culminate at WrestleMania, given that Mark Henry was still a threat around this time, being the Hall of Pain. The matches I'd build are as follows. Big Show, no longer World Heavyweight Champion, and he's eventually going to get his vengeance over Daniel Bryan, but for now, he's got a new focus, and that new focus is Cody Rhodes. Big Show, of course, would go face Cody Rhodes for the IC title. Hypothetically, Wade Barrett would get injured, as well as Christian, so we already know how that goes. Zack Ryder would face Kane at WrestleMania rather than Randy Orton, so that way he could defend the US title against Kane, and we could finally put an end to that storyline in a much better way, with Zack Ryder managing to pull off all the odds and beat Kane. And as for Randy Orton, I'd implement him into the tag team title match against the Awesome Truth. I'd have the Awesome Truth beat up Sheamus for some time, and then he would team up with Sheamus to face the Awesome Truth for the tag team titles at WrestleMania. All the while, we get the other obvious matches like Punk vs. Jericho, Taker vs. Triple H, John Cena vs. The Rock. But for Team Johnny versus Team Teddy, I would have the teams be a little bit different. I'd have some of the star players be taken out of the match, so that way we could build up some of the more mid-card players into this match, and also let it be an elimination tag team match rather than just one person gets pinned and that's it, because that's a little boring. My Team Teddy would be Kofi Kingston, Khali, Santino Marella, Alex Riley, Justin Gabriel, and then the surprise team player is Brodus Clay, because they have been building him up, so him being the surprise team player would be a nice twist. As for Team Teddy, there's a lot of different outcomes that Team Teddy could be. The main 5 people I'd have are David Otunga, Drew McIntyre, Unico, Dolph Ziggler, and Jack Swagger. As for the 6th person, well, there's 3 different options. Hypothetically, if Wade Barrett didn't get injured, it'd be Wade Barrett. If Christian didn't get injured, then it'd be Christian. But if they're both injured, then obviously I would actually put Heath Slater in there, because I think that Heath Slater deserves some time, especially since he's going to eventually be feuding with the Legends. This would be a good spot for him. So overall, here's a recap of what the match card would be. I'd have Zack Ryder versus Kane for the US title, Big Show versus Cody Rhodes for the Intercontinental title, The Awesome Truth versus Orton and Sheamus for the tag team titles, Team Teddy being Kofi, Khali, Santino, Alex Riley, Justin Gabriel, and Brodus Clay versus Team Johnny, which is David Otunga, Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, Jack Swagger, Unico, and Heath Slater, or Christian, or Wade Barrett, one of the 3. Undertaker vs. Triple H, Hell in a Cell, special guest, referee, Shawn Michaels. Daniel Bryan versus Mark Henry for the World Heavyweight title, so that we could end that story, see who comes out on top. CM Punk vs. Jericho for the WWE title, Cena vs. Rock. And to recap the winners, Zack Ryder wins the US title. Cody Rhodes actually retains the IC title, so that way Big Show could go into the world title feud. The Awesome Truth retain the tag team titles. Team Johnny comes out on top, surprisingly. Undertaker obviously wins. Daniel Bryan retains the world title. Punk retains the WWE title. And The Rock beats John Cena. That's how I would book WrestleMania 28's matches. How would y'all? Personally, I think this would be a much better fitting WrestleMania card, especially since we got rid of that random ass Divas match that didn't need to happen. I mean, I'd still have Eve Torres do a little heel turn on Zack Ryder, but Zack Ryder still comes out on top in my eyes. So let me know how you book it, let me know what you think of it, and yada yada yada. See you bitches later.